Hey everybody, it is Tuesday, almost afternoon, and it's time for our shave. We're back on the soap battle still. We got 2 soaps left. Today is Latha. For those that haven't been following along, Vetyver Santal is in first place right now. I'm going to use my bullet tip. Beautiful, shiny piece of work. I'm going to use Integrity Balm for my aftershave, along with another a sample of something I've got. I'm going to do something I didn't think I was going to do during this battle, but honestly it's summertime here and I need to start using menthol products. And there's a new release item out there. Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements has their started a new line called Crown King, and I've been fortunate enough to get a sample of the Crown King prickly pear mentholated jelly. And you can see stuff here. It smells like, if you've ever smelled biofreeze, it smells like that. So I'm going to use this as a pre-shave. If I feel it compromises in any way the battle, I'll reuse Latha again tomorrow. And let me go ahead and read the description, or the scent description. It's a long one, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read the notes. And it's a 50s product that, you know, scent profile, you know, so is good enough. So they try to be as close as they could to a barbershop fragrance with notes of lavender, vanilla, oak moss, carnation, geranium, heliotrope, and musk for a smooth, clean scent such as one might encounter on 1950s Madison Avenue. So that's it. And then my shaverage, freshly roasted ground coffee with some soy milk. So that's it. Let me go ahead and start building the lather. Oh, my brush. I haven't used this one in a little while. My Nathan Clark horsehair brush. She's a beauty. Don't be jealous. Pouring the bloom water over it. Still going to shake a little bit off. I have the aftershave for Latha, but didn't want to use it today. This is one of those soaps that I honestly have a very, very hard time picking out a specific note ever. The few times I've used this, I just can't, honestly, there's something about it I just can't pick out specifics. You know, the one I could pick out was lavender, but there's so much else going on in it that honestly this is one of those that's really hard for me to say, I can smell this, I can smell that. I almost have to default to the Wesley Allen method of it's got smells. It is something that I would kind of say would kind of remind me of, you know, like a classic kind of smell from what, you know, from what I can remember, you know, like colognes, you know, aftershaves is that at that period of time from what I remember my grandpa, obviously they weren't in the 50s, I wasn't around, but you know, kind of those types of smells. Oh, that's right. But my face just ever so slightly. It's jelly, you're supposed to use it liberally, it says. But I'm a little nervous, so I'm just going to be a little cautious with it. See how this works. Probably have to use more, but yeah, I'll go back in for some more. You're supposed to rub it on. Supposed to be against the grain. Only one time in the shave. I know Tom Moore uses Vicks Vapor Rub every once in a while. And the smell of this definitely could, I could see that. Rinse my hands. Personal tip here real quick. For anybody who wears contacts, which I do, stuff like this, mentholated products, I would never use my, knocked over my deodorant. I would personally never use a product like this and then, even after washing my hands, go to put my contacts in. I would always personally put my contacts in first. Obviously, you would think you would anyways, just be able to see better. I love this horsehair knot. Very easy to work with. Super soft. And if you don't collapse it all the way, if you stay up here, you feel the tips more, and it's got a little bit of that scritch that you want. But if you splay it in, the scritch goes down a lot more. Because you're working with just the tips more when you're out more. So the more you push it in, now you're getting the tips spread out and you're getting the base of the knot. So in a lot of ways you can make a brush, as long as it's not super floppy, you can make a brush a little more scritchy if you want by just using the tips. A little more water. Definitely a nice cooling scent or sensation with that aftershave. Or the pre-shave, excuse me. It's not overpowering the scent of the soap. I can still smell it. Once again, I still don't pick up anything in particular, but it does have a very, very nice scent to it. It's only like 10 bucks for their, for what is it, 4 ounces. This was actually piffed to me. Somebody, one of the gentlemen that I'm friends with, him and his wife didn't like the smell at all. I enjoy it. I'm not as big of a fan of the aftershave smell though. To me, it's a classic case of, on the soap department, I really love the smell, really enjoy it, but I don't want to smell like this all day. It's my personal preference. You do pick up a little bit of floral notes. I know there's a couple different floral notes mentioned in there. But overall, it's I really only pick up the lavender, and then it kind of muddles it up. I wouldn't be able to tell you, oh, that's carnation. That's, you know, I just can't. I can just tell there's like a little more of a powdery floral kind of smell to it. And check out the Crown King pre-shave. Like I said, it's already still got a very nice cooling sensation to it. I don't use pre-shaves much, as you guys know, but I do enjoy mentholated pre-shaves because it does allow me to add menthol to anything. And after a really sticky, humid workout, this is hitting the spot. And I don't feel as if it's compromising the smell enough. Maybe a really weak scented soap, this would overpower. But yeah, check out the, I know Douglas is doing Douglas and Fran are doing a line, Crown King. Started off as brushes. I think they're gonna be out in a couple weeks. And then as Douglas, I'm gonna blame it on Douglas, like tends to do, he took something and ran with it. So he had his idea and then realized, oh, I should get some stuff to complement this line. And so he's working on some stuff I know from what I've read and talked to him about. So it's pretty cool. Literally, it's pretty cool. I forget it. Was literally the right one there? I can't remember. This is a scent that I would have a feeling if I wasn't in this hobby, I would be turned off by, just because of a generational thing. It's not something I'm familiar with specifically. So it wouldn't be, this would not be one I'd personally, my recommendation, I would not recommend to a newbie. Or if you're trying to get somebody into wet shaving, this wouldn't be the scent that I would hand off to them, just because it's not something where most of us are familiar with. I do know they have some other Latha products out there. I haven't looked at the prices of those. But it just, you want to set those people up for success by getting them, if you're going to gift them stuff, pay the extra few bucks if you're going to piff something to them or give something as a gift. $10 versus say like $15 for something they're familiar with. That way you know they're going to have a good experience. And then work them into stuff like this, because it's a very, very nice scent, but it's not something that you're going to, as I said, as a new person, unless you're from that era or you have memories of something similar, will you probably be accustomed to this type of smell. As I've said many a time before, when I started off, I didn't like the richer scents. It was more, had to be, especially coming out of divorce, I was used to the Body Shop and Bath and Body Works type smells that my wife used to have in the house, or ex-wife. So just try to set them up for, set those people up for success. For those that are still watching, I'm looking at getting some soaps from Europe. Right now I'm looking at Kalani and Essence of Scotland. Those are the two brands I'm looking at getting right now. I want to start supporting the artisans from other countries. Mainly because, like I said in the round table, I want it to be, I'm looking forward to that day when their markets match our artisan markets. I love this razor. It's only become one of my favorites as well. I've said about a lot of things, but it's probably this, the open comb, a Micromatic open comb, probably my two favorite gems I have. The G-bar is great for the head, but I just like the shave of this. The blade gaps are a little different. I'll try to show that in another video. Onto the soap though. Soap in the pre-shave, I'm still getting that nice cooling effect from the pre-shave. The scent of the soap is still there. It's still strong enough. It's definitely a mid-range kind of scent strength. And I can see why some people, like I said earlier, may not like this scent. Especially in the aftershave, which I have right here, just so you guys can see what it looks like. There's a Latha splash. It's kind of a clearish, milky-ish kind of looking liquid. Budget friendly. This is tallow, but they made some changes to it. Let's say it's lanolin free, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I want to say that there was people that had, they were talking about in the description, people that had lanolin issues, sensitivities, but still enjoyed tallow. So that was part of the reason for this as well. See where I'm at. Get there. Get both these little wings and that. So one problem, I do find this razor to be a little mild. It's It's funny, when I started off, I hated loved mild razors. But you know, it's a sacrifice we make to the mild razor, but it just feels very, very nice. I'm going to pause this, clean up, and I'll be back with my final thoughts. Alright, I am back. I'm actually going to take a quick drink real quick. I'd say this, the post shave feels really nice. As it does with all Barrister Man products, but the pre-shave is supposed to do that as well. I'm going to put the Integrity Balm on while I talk. I'm actually going to send out some samples of my sample of the prickly pear to a few of my friends to let them try it. Love menthol. I know some people don't, but yeah. On to the soap. I pretty much said most of what I can say about it. It does have a very, very I guess you call it like neutral scent. You can smell stuff there, but there's no highs, mids, lows, at least to my nose. But it just, everything, you can smell there's stuff there. It's just it's a nondescript soap to me. It's not an unscented soap, you know, but it's just, I just have a hard time picking stuff up on it, which to me isn't bad, because all together blended well, it works really well. But I do enjoy being able to pick apart a soap a little bit more. Or maybe it's not, my palate isn't well enough or good enough yet, but it once again goes to Vetyver Santal. I like a soap that has, or I shouldn't say I enjoy soaps of all kind of sizes or smells, but I really enjoy being able to pick apart and having high, mids, lows, or, you know, I know perfume has, you know, with it base notes, you know, and all the other terms, but I like the high, you know, how things change. I like how this soap changes as I shave with it, so it kind of has different elements to it. So to save time, I'll put my aftershave on after I get off camera. If you guys don't have any Nathan Clark brushes, get them. What are you guys waiting on? He's been around for a while, makes good stuff. This horsehair is legit. Personal favorite knot, the Envy White. I might be making a large 30mm brush with an Envy White here in the near future. So everybody, God bless. I will catch you tomorrow for the last showdown. Seville, Vetyver Santal. Which one will reign supreme? We shall see tomorrow. God bless everybody.